I'd like to start this video off by saying I am not a financial advisor. Should you choose to invest in Bitcoin or any other asset, do your own research or seek the advice of an actual financial advisor. Now, in the last video I was mentioning that we were in bullish continuation patterns for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum being in a descending broadening wedge, which you see it just broke out of recently. Now, the target for this would be a measurement from the start of the wedge to its lowest point, and you would take that target and put it on the breakout here, which would be this is a rough estimate. It would be roughly 301. So the price target for the breakout of this wedge would be $301. Now we got to keep in mind that Bitcoin is actually still inside its falling wedge, so it didn't get a breakout yet. So we're probably not going to have too much buying pressure in Ethereum until we see Bitcoin break out, because as you all know, Bitcoin tends to lead the markets. It tends, once it starts pumping again, I'm sure the alts will start pumping again. As long as that dominance drops. You also have to keep that in mind too. If the Bitcoin dominance starts increasing, we're likely going to see decreasing altcoins price. Yeah, I kind of fucked that up, but you get where I'm going with that. Anyways, but let's take a look at the daily here. As you can see, we did recently have the golden cross. We are bullishly aligned as far as the EMAs go, the 20, the 50, and the 200 daily EMA. And they're in alignment. Actually, the 200 daily moving average is below all of them, so that even furthers the bullish case for this. But like I said, we gotta watch what Bitcoin does now. We did get a leg up here in Ethereum, and we could see further upside, but we're gonna have to wait to see what Bitcoin does to really see how far this plays out. If once Bitcoin breaks out of its falling wedge, and if it breaks bullish, you could definitely I would say that Ethereum would start pumping, and it would definitely make the target of this breakout here. Now, let's check the RSI here. Let's see where we ended up with the RSI on the daily. Now, well, as far as this uptrend goes here, it was, I guess technically it is still broken, but we still are pretty overbought on the RSI. This thing could use a little bit more of a reset, but that doesn't mean that it can't go for another run before it does get a reset, so do keep that in mind. We're going to switch over to the Bitcoin chart now. Okay, so I'm not going to dive too deep into technical analysis today, because basically we're still in the same situation as we were in on the last video I posted. The fact that, well, I mean, we technically did just break out recently of this falling wedge, but as you can see, we didn't really pump much. And we are sitting right on the 9,700 support right here, but we could end up having we could end up pumping here today, and there are two reasons why. Number one reason is the fact that we're about to put in a golden cross, and people see that, they could see that as a good buy opportunity, although that it technically is a lagging indicator, but sometimes assets do tend to surge after a golden cross, so that one will remain to be seen. However, there's something else I have to point out. We're going to go to the daily for that as soon as I can. Hold on. If TradingView wants to cooperate, that is. Let's move on out here to the daily. Yeah, as you can see on the daily, technically on the daily, we are still in the falling wedge. It just whipped above the falling wedge, but fell back in. So, I'm not going to say we're actually broken out of this falling wedge until we break out completely on the daily, and we break out with volume. If we don't break out, we could end up coming back down to the 9,400 and testing that support again, and then we could get our breakout after that. And like I said, if we do break out of this today or tomorrow, I mean, if I see it, I could see a breakout happening today, definitely. But as you all know, I can't be 100% sure with that, because the market is never 100%. Now, if we do break out, that could cause Ethereum to surge, and that could cause a lot of the altcoins to surge, because, you know, Bitcoin tends to drag the market down, and it also tends to lift it up. Bitcoin has led this market for the longest time, will probably continue to lead this market for the longest time. Now, that being said, it doesn't necessarily have to lead the market as far as gains go. Bitcoin can pump 5%, and Ethereum will pump like 12%, and Tezos will pump like 15%, and Chainlink will pump like 15%. But the fact that Bitcoin's pumping can cause the altcoins to pump. That's what I'm trying to get at. But the altcoins tend to do better and worse, depending on whether it's going up or down. A 3% drop from Bitcoin could cause the altcoins to drop 10%, so do keep that in mind. Now, but if we do break out of this, I do expect the altcoins to pump if we do break out of this. And the second reason why I think we may be breaking out of this is because motherfucker. Not because motherfucker, but because the stochastic RSI is reading an oversold reading. This is what happens when I don't get enough sleep. I fuck up. Anyways, the stochastic RSI has an oversold reading here, and the last time it had oversold, actually the last couple times it's been oversold on a daily, it's been relatively a good indicator to go by, because let's go back in history here. The last time it was oversold was right here, and you can see that was a good dip buying opportunity. Then the time before that it was oversold was right here, and that was a good dip buying opportunity. So now we're oversold again. It's about to cross bullish. I could see some buying pressure coming into the market, and I could see Bitcoin breaking that falling wedge, and we can get another leg up. We could end up potentially breaking our previous local high. So yeah, that's about it. Basically, the fact that we have a golden cross about to happen and we are oversold on the stochastic. We've had a good enough reset on the regular RSI. We got some room to pump. We can definitely get another leg up in the next couple of days here. I mean, not 100%, but I can pretty certain that I can see a breakout happening either today or tomorrow, and I could see us pumping because of that. And like I said, if Bitcoin breaks out of this and pumps, it'll likely cause the altcoins to pump. So be ready. I mean, Ethereum has already broken out, but as you can see, it didn't get much of a pump after that breakout because Bitcoin is technically still consolidating, and Bitcoin tends to lead the market. And that's all I'm going to do as far as technical analysis. Actually, I got one more thing to mention. This is the altcoin market cap, and I forgot to bring this up in the last video, but this shows all the altcoins, and the fact that put together they were in a descending broadening wedge just like Ethereum was, and they had actually broken out recently. So that, with this being a descending broadening wedge, that gives this market cap a price target of 130 billion, just 10 billion shy of the breakout for the double bottom formation here that I mentioned two videos back or something like that. And when I said in that video, if we break above this, you better hold the fuck on because you're going for a ride. So all we're really waiting on now is Bitcoin to break out of that falling wedge. Once Bitcoin breaks out of that falling wedge, I can almost guarantee that this is going to start pumping again. That the altcoins are going to start pumping again, and Bitcoin dominance is going to start dropping again, because the technicals are saying bullish. This is what I'm seeing from this. This is getting ready to run. It already broken out. It's already got a price target set at 130 billion for this next leg up. So just be ready. Just watch Bitcoin closely. Wait for Bitcoin to have its breakout, and once it does, and as long as it breaks bullish, this could have a good trade opportunity ready for you, or you should, if you're dollar cost averaging right now, is technically a good dip buying opportunity for Bitcoin, a good dip buying opportunity for some of the alts probably. Ethereum would, well, Ethereum, we kind of already passed that dip up, unless it ends up coming crashing back down to its support that it just bounced off of recently. I think it hit a support recently. I'm not sure now. No, I don't know. But anyways, it had already broken out of its descending broadening wedge, so the dip buying opportunity at that time has been passed up, and you'll just have to wait for the next one, or you could just do whatever. But I just wanted to bring this up because yeah, this is all the altcoins, and they just broke out of a bullish continuation pattern, and that's something that you should keep in mind. But before making any move, making any other decision, you should really keep an eye on Bitcoin and see where it goes from where it's currently at. If Bitcoin breaks bullish out of that falling wedge, it's likely going to bring the altcoins up with it. Because from what I'm seeing here anyways. Alright, I'm going to see if there's any news articles real quick. If not, well, we'll see. Before we move on to the news, I wanted to give you a quick reminder that the block halving is 83 days away, so you better be stacking those sats. Okay, so there's a scam going around, and it is an email-based scam. I'm gonna go ahead and read this. An email-based scam is promising to stop a barrage of junk and spam ads from flooding a publisher's Google account if the publisher pays up in Bitcoin. The scam says that unless the Bitcoin is paid out, the fraudsters would flood a publisher with so much bot and junk traffic that Google censors would pin the publisher as suspicious traffic and suspend the account. A copy of a typical fraud message of this kind promises that the scenario is a nightmare for any AdSense publisher, saying that the sophisticated bots will open ads in an endless cycle, according to published reports. The message demands $5,000 worth in Bitcoin to ward off the threatened attack. According to experts, the scammers were likely betting that publishers would find it more cost-effective to pay up rather than potentially see their entire ad revenue go haywire with a suspension. One reader who shared the email said it was likely a baseless threat, but a review of the reader's AdSense traffic revealed that it had spiked exponentially around the time of the email. With the proliferation of cryptocurrency, more crime has also arisen, with a $4 billion price tag on crimes involving cryptocurrency in 2019. Guys, gotta watch out for these scams. This is actually on the same news. This news article is covering two different things. It's covering that scam that I just read about, and also is talking about Altcoins shutting down after a $130 million shortfall. I'm gonna read about that real quick too. What the fuck? Okay. Now, Altcoin has stopped all trading and withdrawal after it was revealed that the crypto exchange had a shortage of $130 million worth in crypto assets. CoinDesk reported Monday. Zhang Yan, who launched Altcoin, wrote a post about the issue Monday, explaining that the asset reserves have fallen below the liability, so the exchange is not able to process users' withdrawal demands. Because of this, users of what was at one point a massive trading exchange based on the volume of the users were in for a shock. Zhang said the problem was essentially that internal system errors had made it so users ended up with more transaction-based rewards than they should have had. Altcoin is a new type of crypto exchange based around a controversial trans-fee mining model. The model consisted of Altcoin launching 51% of a coin to the public in exchange for making transactions, rather than doing an initial offering for an airdrop. They would also distribute 80% of the fees it collected in Bitcoin and Ether to users who held FT's Bitcoin all throughout the day. And of course, this goes back to the email-based scam. I'm going to go ahead and leave the link to this article in the description below. You can check it out if you want to look through it yourself. But these scams, they're getting more and more creative with these scams nowadays. Now, The scam, there's the other scam that's of course going around YouTube, which is basically it shows like a Ethereum giveaway. It would say you send us 5 Ethereum, we'll give you 10. Of course, that's complete bullshit. They won't give you any. You just lose all your Ethereum. But some of those accounts that they're getting a hold of are content creators accounts that have gotten hacked by these scammers, and some of these accounts would have upwards of hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And when these scammers get a hold of these accounts, now those hundreds of thousands of subscribers have a channel that is feeding the scam directly to them. It's probably coming up in their notifications that saying, hey, there's an Ethereum giveaway. And a lot of these people, for example, I think there was something to do with a gamer's account or something getting hacked and having this. And so a lot of gamers that don't know anything about cryptocurrency see this ETH giveaway. They might take part in it, and they might actually get into cryptocurrency just to try this out. I mean, you never know. Mainly people who don't know anything about cryptocurrency or new to cryptocurrency are the ones who usually fall for these scams. The more seasoned people who know their way around crypto usually don't fall for these scams too easily. But like I said, they are getting more and more creative with these scams, so you guys gotta watch out for this shit. Be careful. Under no circumstances should you give your crypto away to anybody that you do not know. Yeah, that's basically the gist of it. With that is all I have for you guys today. I will see you all next time.